and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final series of the broadcast of the night. Welcome back to the final series of Group A, as we here embracing the LiuLi Cup Grand Finals, the group stage, and this is the decider match. Rainer was the first player to advance on, and we're here to determine the second, the one and only other player out of the group. And spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Rogue. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing himself, currently teamless, the reigning Hope Star Cup champion. It is GuMiho. Here we go. And this is a rematch from earlier in the day. Again, at the start of the broadcast, the second series was GuMiho versus Rogue, and GuMiho did take the series 2-0. GuMiho, he did claim the first series was in his favor, and did play mech in one game and did embrace bio in the other. He did pull Rogue apart, but we'll see how things adjust here the second time they face off in the rematch. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Gamba time. It's Gamba time, papi. Here we go. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series, who you think will advance on into the playoffs. Best of luck. Best of luck. As we are going to be entering a very different kind of veto process, we do have, or I should say map process here, as game one is going to be on ley lines, a much smaller map here, and I would imagine that GuMiho is going to be less determined to embrace mech on a smaller map like ley lines. If you recall, he was able to embrace it on some of these larger maps instead. Was able to get into it. But now, standard opener. Racks expand here out of GuMiho. Hatch gas pool out of Rogue. So far, so good. Just quickly double checking here. And yes, the game that GuMiho did go mech in was Amygdala, if you recall. Likewise, was able to snowball out of control on Abyssal Reef as well with Bioplay. But Amygdala and Abyssal Reef are much larger maps in the map pool, so again, we're going to be getting to much smaller maps instead this time. Oh, as GuMiho does delay the third base. Does delay the third. Rogue, his drone is going to be trapped here as a would-be gas geyser. And taking the southern third base is going to be a very difficult thing to do here. Rogue, he's going to be stuck on two bases. He is contained. Up! GuMiho going for the drone. Doesn't quite get it. Oh my god, never mind. Does get the drone. A worker goes down. Across the map, Lings, they do slip into the main, getting a full scattered as a third CC before Starport. Economic opener out of GuMiho. And again, he did a great job here at delaying the third. Did delay quite heavily. GuMiho can now settle into his two-base economy for the time being. Into his 1-1-1. And Rogue back at home. Gonna have to re-expand, retake that third base, drone up, and settle in. Now, thankfully, Rogue, he did scout the third CC. He was able to scout earlier with his Lings, so as a result, Rogue can cut corners. He can opt to cut corners. Never mind, he's still going to play it safe. Roaches. Roach Warren gets placed. So Rogue is going to open Roaches, but again, can delay Roach production a little bit further in favor of droning, saturating, taking the gases. Hellions, they poke in, but there's not that many Hellions here to really threaten a dive. I say that, GuMiho, he doesn't care. He commits, does commit in, dives into the main. Hellions getting low, but the drones, they do get roasted. Two workers going down so far, but nothing major. No major damage here, just two workers for the time being. And Rogue should defend. I mean, he has no Lings, so we're going to get another volley off. The volley does go off in the mineral line. Likewise, Hellion reinforces towards the third. GuMiho, he has been quite delicate when it comes to his micro, and so far it's paid off. Very delicate control, gets another drone, and another. Oh, and that slowly has been adding up here. That's been 6 drone kills. 6 drones for 2 Hellions and 1 Reaper. Well worth it. Oh my god. As we have a random Marine. Random Marine does waddle in. Is cleaned up. But so far the trades have been in favor of GuMiho. And he's not done. Behind this, getting his third base on location, and he's getting ready for a dive towards the third base mineral line. This time Rogue does have roaches though. The Queens are in position, the Hellions are forced back. So far so good. He's keeping up. He's able to keep up. Banshee into the main. And Rogue, I should say GuMiho is just working towards that mid game here. Now that he has his third base, he can now focus on his 5-rack setup, into stim, into combat shields. Just going to be harassing it with Heli and Banshee, but building up his bio army back at home. And this does give Rogue the opportunity to drone up himself. Saturate his third, getting a fourth. That is going to be a fast infestation bit out of Rogue. With that, can either go into fast hive or into faster infestors. I imagine, especially as he did open Roach, would be getting into faster infestors, but we'll see. We'll see what Rogue goes for. Link speed is on the way. This tells us that most likely Rogue is going to go Link Bane Roach Ravager, assuming that a Bane Nest gets thrown down as well. Into a more solid mid-game composition. So Rogue is not going for an all-in. And there's that Baneling Nest. So it is going to be Link Bane Roach Ravager. Now, until Baneling's speed finishes up, and again, the Baneling Nest isn't even done, Rogue is going to be somewhat vulnerable. GuMiho waiting for his medevacs. Pushing in. So if I commit. Rotating around, getting an Overlord. 1-1 is almost done for GuMiho. Just now finishing. GuMiho is being deflected. 4 drone kills. Not bad. 1 Banshee goes down. Hellions, they threaten a dive. Ground army's out of position. Drones, they somewhat go down. So just only 4 drones. Double drop into the natural. GuMiho pulling Rogue apart. 4 drone kills, a Spore as well. Hellions, they commit. They take down 1 Queen. Banshee into the main. A tri-pronged attack. And this is getting out of hand. Hey, it's 9 drone kills. And the Banshee's not done, getting 10. 10 drones going down. Getting him to 13. Oh my god, 14. Doesn't quite get a queen. The queens, they get low. 13 workers falling, and here comes the main push. Here comes GuMiho. As he moves out, Rogue moves in. Ooh, GuMiho out of position. Doesn't turn around. SCVs are falling. GuMiho, he commits across the map. He smells blood in the water. Bailey's is still on the way. And GuMiho, he may lose workers back at home, but he's going for the kill. He can afford those losses. He will take down the 4th hatchery. Lings across the map, still wreaking havoc. Hatchery goes down, but again, GuMiho, he wants more. Oh, you can see Rogue rushing into into Ultra Tech. Kind of waiting on the way. GuMiho, he rotates. GuMiho is almost maxed out. It's almost maxed at this point. The Lings, they do hit the expansion once again. Denying mining time. Ultras are popping out. And with the help of Ultras, can Rogue defend even when he's down in supply? Might be able to hold on. A big maybe on that one though. Alright, now we know what the fast infestation build was for. It was for the fast Ultras. And this lady finishing up in 10 seconds. Tank body's going up. GuMiho catches. Oh my god, there's Blitz! Oh my god, takes a massive alias to the face. That was not the best fight for GuMiho. With that diplomacy in supply. But he still might have too much. Oh, the Biles! Oh god. The Biles, they shut down one of the Ultras. There's one Ultra left. And despite the upgrades, looks like GuMiho, he should have too much. Getting on top of the tech, getting on top of the Ultra Cavern. Ultra Cavern goes down. Ultra does survive. Survive a little bit longer here. Last GuMiho, he kites back, takes down the Ultra. And GuMiho, for the most part, he has broken through. He has broken through. Rogue, he's stuck on 3 bases. GuMiho finally getting his 3rd base up and running, 4th base as well. Once again, Rogue being forced to fight off of free. Not like this. Ultra goes down. Yes, they are trading against the tanks. If Rogue's holding. Does hold on. Gets the base up and running. Rogue, he can try to bounce back in this game. Has an okay economy. 70 workers. Rogue, he commits. Makes down 8 SCVs. GuMiho once again embracing that base trade. She ignores the main army, takes on every single drone. GG gets called as GuMiho, he does snowball out of control, and GuMiho takes a lead in the series. Whew. GG. GuMiho does take a lead. Again, GuMiho just gaining so much momentum early on. It was insane how much damage GuMiho got with the Hellion Banshee, harass. It was Hellion Banshee and I guess drop play as well. He was just picking Rogue apart, and that led into the eventual 3-base move out, which Rogue just could not stop. He just could not stop the bio push here from GuMiho. As a result, Rogue, he was forced to counterattack, and hey, the counterattacks were doing damage. They were doing damage, that is true. They were killing SCVs, they were denying mining time, but the main army of GuMiho could not be dealt with. There was a key moment where GuMiho didn't split his army and he took a bunch of aliens to the face. That was like the best fight that Rogue could have hoped for. Despite that, still not enough. Still not enough. And now we're getting into game 2. It's going to be on Abyssal Reef. Not again. Going to be leading into Abyssal Reef for the 2nd time here. For the second time even between these 2 players. Oh boy. And we could be in for another longer one. We'll see. Could be in for a longer one. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg. Representing Team Falcons, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and we'll see if he can force the ace match. It is Rogue. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran, the reigning Home Story Cup champion. It is GuMiho. Here we go. Again, GuMiho, he is 1 game away from advancing on into the next round, into the playoffs. Onomas is all he needs, and he is setting up for a 2-Rax Reaper. Let's go. Shouldn't be too much of a surprise here. But yes, it is going to be 2-Rax Reaper here out of GuMiho. With this, he can move out, he can apply pressure, and he can deny the 3rd, or at least delay. And yes, as is being posted in the chat, and as we are confirming here, we did just get an update. In Discord here. It looks like officially, yes. It looks like, I mean, it was a little bit vague posting, but A little bit vaporizing, but it looks like Oliveira, he is alluding to the fact that he has retired. He just posted on a Chinese forum that he's starting a new page in his life. Much love to Oliveira, much love. Again, he's a great player, a big fan of Oliveira, big fan of Panan. For now, though, we're just focusing on our series, or focusing on our match. Again, 2-Rax Reaper into the natural. GuMiho, he's going to be rallying across the map. And again, the goal here is to deny the third. Deny the third base. Pokes in, dancing with the Lings. You can see here, Rogue, he is already denied that third. He's going to be stuck on 2 bases, and he's going to be droning up. As we speak. Eventually, when Rogue finishes up Link speed, then he can break out. He can collapse on the Reapers themselves. And finally expand. He'll get there. He will get there. Of course, GuMiho, I'm sure he is fully aware of the timing, is fully aware that speed is almost done. So GuMiho should soon race back home. Speaking of back at home, third CC before starport, this is an economic follow-up. There are definitely builds where you go 2-Rax Reaper into a 3rd and 4th Rax, into Stim, into something more aggressive, but this is going to be more economic instead. So the 2-Rax Reaper is going to be turning into a 3CC 2-on-1. Still Stim timing, and interesting, GuMiho does go for the add-on swap. Typically, there's one of 2 things you can do here. Either go for a starport and then make a tech lab and then go for an add-on swap, or make a reactor and go for an add-on swap, or just focus on bioproduction. But instead, we have an early Hellion production instead here out of GuMiho. With these Hellions, we could see GuMiho throw down an armory, or this could just be for extra scouting information instead. So Hellions are on the way, and Marine production is delayed. So on the one hand, GuMiho, he will have extra Hellions early on for some map presence and for some aggression, but that does mean that the later Stim timing is going to be weaker for GuMiho. So this is the give and take as GuMiho moves out. Rogue going for a Bailey Nest first. Okay, safe follow-up here out of Rogue. That is a Bailey Nest before anything else, before Lair, before Evo Chambers. So very safe play by Rogue. It means that if GuMiho was going for a Hellbound push, then Rogue would be ready for it. Then Rogue would have Banelings ready for those Hellbounds. GuMiho is going to be forced back. He's going to be forced back for the time being. More Lings are amassing for Rogue. Rogue is still droning, though. He's double expanding. I should say that. Getting a macro hash, taking a 4th base. Building up some safety Ling Bane. And just now getting into his own Evo Chambers. And again, these upgrades are going to be delayed here for Rogue. Delayed upgrades into delayed Lair. Headed towards the mid game. GuMiho has momentum. He's already moving out. Oh, and I'm not too confident here that Rogue is going to have enough to hold on. We'll see. Rogue at the same time going for a big Ling counter attack, which means he's going to have that much less of him to defend. Lings they catch reinforcements. Nicely done. Marines going down, SCVs as well. Yeah, the entire middle line is going to fall, and GuMiho, he's committed. And I don't think he can quite break through. There is enough Ling Bane to defend. That's going to be 10 SCV kills. GuMiho, he will catch 1 queen. Just the one. Ducklings, they turn back around. Getting more SCVs. We're even setting up a Baneling bus. Let's go. Baneling run by. GuMiho is forced back home. He was punished for being active. He didn't quite get any damage. He cleared out some creep. He traded with some lings, but he lost 10 SCVs in the process. Even more than that, actually. 12 SCVs went down. With that, Rogue takes a lead. Nice catch here by GuMiho. Does shut down the link main run by. Very necessary pickup here for GuMiho. He needed something to go his way. And now he's pushing. Now once again, he is moving out. These tanks are going to be within range of the mineral line. And this is one of the features of Abyssal Reef. You can hit the mineral line from the other side of the ravine. Baneling is being targeted down. Oh my god. And Rogue, he collapses on the main army. Takes down the first tank. Forces the pickup. And GuMiho just doesn't have enough. Will barely save the tank though. Tank gets saved. GuMiho, that Baneling is very low. Rogue already replacing it. Back at Baneling on the way. First one goes down. The mule to repair. Rogue comes from behind. He does break through. Takes down both tanks. Rogue holds. Rogue does hold on. Did cost him his lings, but he does hold. And the queens, though, they are punished. GuMiho just being so aggressive here, so active. It's not too worth it, though. Does have to race back. And with that, GG gets called. GuMiho, he runs out of steam. And we're going to the ace match. We're going to game 3. Whew. GG. GuMiho, he was hyper aggressive there. He was forced into the all-in just because of the run by earlier. If you recall, we were talking about the moment when GuMiho lost 12 workers. He lost 12 SCVs to the Ling run by. And with that, GuMiho, he just couldn't quite maintain himself. And with that, we're going all the way to the ace match. Let's go. We are going to game 3, and we'll see how this story ends. We'll see if this goes the way of Rogue or GuMiho. Honestly, this could go either way. I do still favor GuMiho coming into these matches, but clearly we can see that GuMiho has to respect Rogue. He can't really be one to throw caution to the wind too often. Does have to respect the setup here for Rogue. And definitely be more wary when it comes to run-bys, counterattacks, to the aggression of the Zerg. And here we go. The final game is going to be on Amygdala. Ooh, one of the larger maps in the map pool. Longer rush distance by ground. If you recall, last time, previously when they faced off on Amygdala, GuMiho did play mech. Did mech it up. We'll see if he does it again. I'm not too fond of the idea of doing the same build like 2 times in a row. I mean, it is a different series, I suppose, but we'll see. See if GuMiho does go mech. Here we go. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Zerg player, South Korean Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Rogue. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is GuMiho. Go. Here we go. So we do find ourselves here in the ace match, the final game of the series, the final game of the broadcast here tonight. It's been a long one. I do apologize for being a little bit low energy. Do apologize, especially it was during Rainer series, during Rainer versus GuMiho. That was when I'd reached my lowest point. God, I was just very, very tired. didn't get to sleep too much, so I do apologize for that. I will try to be more well rested tomorrow, as we still have just a lot of StarCraft to cover, a lot of StarCraft to go. So we'll do my best. I didn't sleep well after yesterday's broadcast, so we'll do better. We'll do better. As tomorrow we're going to be live with the Pick a Star Monday. Pick a Star Monday is in what, 9.5 hours? 9.5 hours time. So should be plenty of time to get some sleep. Should be. So we are settling in so far. Hatch gas pull, standard opener. Into a third base. Everything looking normal from the side of Rogue. Meanwhile, GuMiho back at home, going for his own Rax factory into, I would imagine, third TC. Standard opener. And we'll keep an eye out for something like mech. We'll see if GuMiho does open up with a faster starport. I mean, honestly, GuMiho's mech was terrifying when he showcased it earlier. Wouldn't be opposed to seeing it again. And there it is, starport to be 4cc. So this is going to be the 1-1-1 out of GuMiho. Now with that faster starport, that means more aggression, that means a bigger commitment into Hellion, bigger commitment into Banshees. So once again, GuMiho is going to be in the face of Rogue. No boy. Gonna be in his face. Cloak has begun. Setting to that 1-1-1. GuMiho, he attempts to dive into the mineral line, but this time Rogue is ready. This time Rogue is ready for it. Does shut down the Hellions. Nicely done. And this time Rogue, his mineral line, it's safe and sound. It is going to be safe and sound. GuMiho looking for another way in. Does rotate. Looking for another way into the bases. So far, Rogue, he's able to keep up. He's able to minimize losses. For the most part. Now, thankfully, GuMiho didn't lose too much there. He only lost two. Two Hellions went down. So GuMiho, he still has enough to threaten another dive. Oh. Marine does fall. So does the SCV. Rogue, he delays the command center. Meanwhile, Hellions, he commits. He commits into the middle line. Banshee goes down. Banshee does fall. Drones, they somewhat line up. 4 workers getting roasted, getting up to 6, getting up to 8. 8 drone kills is good if it was just for the Hellions, but remember, the Banshee did fall as well. And GuMiho, he's playing mech. There it is. He's making it up once again. 2 more factories on the way. But this time, the opener isn't as successful. Previously, GuMiho would get much more damage than this. Rogue, he was much more prepared this time. So nice defense here by Rogue. Acceptable losses. Runs his own run by. But the Banshee is back at home to defend. Oh, hello. As that is Hyperflight Rotors. So we see GuMiho, he's going to be committing into additional Banshee production. This is a unique form of mech. This is something that did rise in popularity last year as well. At the beginning of last year, players like Ryung, players like GuMiho, they were playing around with this style. I think Bunny was as well. So we'll be continuing Banshee production to support. Meanwhile, that is an earlier armory as well. Earlier armory production into earlier upgrades. Banshees, they weave their way into the natural. 2 Banshees, they can watch those drones. more drones going down, 5 in total. Hellions, they do threaten a dive. Roach is not quite ready. Hellions, they are denied though. Going to be forced back. Backfill accelerators on the way for Cyclone production. +1 armor plating on the way. The GuMiho, interesting choice. As Banshees, they rotate, they catch a queen. Oh! One Banshee finally goes down. The Spore does punish. And Rogue is going Roach Hydra. Oh. GuMiho Rogue extends. Throws away 4 Hellions. Nicely done. 4 Hellions get thrown away. Rogue settling into a more Hydra heavy composition. Into potential lurker play as well. So we are settling in. Hydra is done. Hydra upgrades on the way. And GuMiho is just waiting for his upgrades before being active. Slowly building up that Cyclone count. It's getting up there. Spaces they poke in. Once again, 4 more drones. Very nicely done. It's been how many in total? 23, jeez. Over the course of the game, 23, 24 drones going down. For 2 Banshees and mainly a Hellion. I mean, it builds up over time. Nice Banshee does hit the natural once again, getting 2 more drones. Pivoting away. Main army has arrived. Hellion Cyclone. Just clearing up creep. Giving her backing off, throwing down extra factories. Getting up to a 6 factory setup. Getting a 4 CC. Once again, GuMiho looking quite comfortable. Once again, hoping to deny expansions. Oh, spots the main army. Rogue is building up his Hydra counts. Proper Roach Hydra composition here out of Rogue. Their Lurker 10. Viper production has begun. Rotates, catching out some Overlords. Oh, supply blocking Rogue. Supply blocked. Going back into now starting up tank production, catching out some of these roaches. Just go down. Rogue just now taking into the Lurker Den, but for the time being, it should just be about Roach, Hydra, Viper. How the army engages. I mean, the Vipers, they have a lot of potential. Bearing in mind there are no ghosts. And there are 3 Vipers for Rogue. He has potential with Blinding Clouds, with Abductions as well, to yoink those Cyclones. Otherwise, they can just gain a lot of value over time. We'll see if Rogue can lock him down. Jesus, I didn't realize it. I mean, the Banshee production has been continuing, true. Keeping Rogue busy. Cyclones, they trade well. More starports finishing up. I'd imagine that should be for BC production. Let's see if we get there. Yep, speaking of BC, there we go. Fusion cores on the way. 2 more starports as well. Should be for the eventual battle cruisers. Thankfully, Rogue also throwing down his own Spire. Oh, the lock-ons! Oh my god, 1 Viper goes down. Hydras are exposed. GuMiho, he denies the gold. And they come in from behind, pulling Rogue apart. Drones are going down. No reaction! Delayed response. The drones are left idle. Rogue collapsing in. Nice fighting clouds. Lock-ons, they don't quite punish those Vipers. And Rogue pushes through. GuMiho pulling back to the safety of these tanks. Trading as best he can. Oh, there's a lunge. Rogue, he commits. He's not stopping. It's all or nothing for Rogue. Anti-arm missile does connect. CC goes down. And Rogue, he's not stopping. Going for the planetary. Clutch repairs. Planetary does hold. And GuMiho survives. GuMiho does survive. The Banshees, they continue. Likewise, Rogue catching another CC. Red Setter goes down. Time is still building up. GuMiho forsake the golds. I shouldn't quite mind from it. Shouldn't be able to. That's a lot of Vipers. Vipers coming in with their joinks. Catching a Viking. Getting a tank. Likewise, no infestors, no neural power state is going to be available here for Rogue. It's going to come down to his Remax with Corruptors. This first one's helping out. Hellions, they avoid the main army. They bust into a mineral line. Drones, oh my god, the roasting! The drone's getting roasted. 21 drone kills. Hellions, they dive into the main. And GuMiho is just pulling Rogue apart. Ay, ay, ay. Workers are going down. 24 drone kills. Drags Rogue back home. 24 drone kills even. Workers going down. With that, GuMiho has bought himself some breathing room. Going for the Mule Hammer. Guys, Rogue's still not quite committing. Ideally, GuMiho wants to wait for Rogue to push into him, take a bad fight, then counterattack. As usually they go to. See if they do wander in across the map. Getting a couple of workers. Last gonna try and teleport away. 1 BC goes down. More species are building up. How many corruptors? Only 3. Oh, I assumed the corruptor count was a little bit higher. My apologies. And with a low corruptor count, I'm not much more concerned here for Rogue because that's 5, soon to be 8 BCs. And what's the answer? Mass Hydra? I like this. Just going up. BCs are about to finish. About to pop out. Speaking of BCs, they move out on the right hand side. As roaches get thrown away, corruptors are coming in to replace them. Makes sense. 14 corruptors on the way. Second spire. Now being deflected. So we're now trading rogue. BC's getting caught out. Oh, the inductions are brutal. Rogue is still in this. So in this. Off the ramp. Committing here with the entire army this time. That's a lot of tanks. Tanks are moving in. And thankfully, Rogue has a greater spire. We have Brood Lords on the way. Scan reveals the Broods. Corruptors take it for the tide. They commit. Oh god, but the missile is brutal. And GuMiho, he keeps pushing. And this is his final form. This is what he's been building up towards. A maxed out mech army. How many tanks? 17 tanks, 7 battle cruisers. Now the Yamatos. They have the 17 tank support. One Broodlord goes down. The others that get yoinked in. Others that do get abducted. Glass does hold on. Does survive. And with that, GuMiho, we can just keep pushing. Rogue, he supply blocked. Now is not the time. Diving the army though. Takes down the BCs. For the most part. He's forced to teleport away. Now Rogue going to be remaxing here with those Broods. Brood Lords that need to be built up. Final BC gets hunted down. It's really tank cyclone remaining here. So GuMiho. The main army does push in. We have some decent lightning clouds. Lurkers, they move in as well, but again, that's 17 tanks. The building army does melt. Away. Let's pull away, just rotate once again. Delaying the upgrades. Both the Evo chambers go down. Status is forward. Going for the third. This might just be the final stand here for Rogue. Tries to commit, the base still goes down. It still falls. But again, because the map itself takes so long to rotate from the north to the from the north to the south. It's a long time to rotate. How he's getting there. You know, bottom right is going to be denied. Seductions gets to. GuMiho does get into, GuMiho does get into Thor production. So again, we'll be rotating. So hiding well. GuMiho trying to come in from behind. He wants that 17 tanks, now down to 7. His tank count is quite low. GuMiho in an awkward position is getting caught out. He should not be here. Yeah, the Cyclones, the Hellions. Oof. Brutal losses here for GuMiho. Pushing onto creep, getting surrounded. Tanks they get left behind. Denying mining. Nice mining from the expansion. Nice clean up there by Thor. Right, those Thors. Both armies are maxing out. As I'm not sure if I'm too in love with the idea of Rogue committing to mass lurker instead of ultra or broodlord. Is heavily reliant on this, on catching out the army on siege. If it isn't for that, then I think GuMiho's main army is going to be terrifying. GuMiho pushing it towards the expansion. Tank flow is going up. Tank crafts on the right hand side. Base goes down. Takes out another expansion, another base. Rogue is out to a 3-base economy. He's running out of money. GuMiho also has a low worker count, but I mean, again, the mules, they help. CC goes down. GuMiho moving in. This time up in supply. Scandals reveal the entire army. This time, where are the Vipers? Yeah, this time, no blinding clouds. The Vipers were not rebuilt. Yeah, they were never rebuilt. GuMiho trying to collapse in. Take down at least some of the Thors, some of the tanks. GuMiho being forced back. He can't hold his own. And GG gets called as Rogue. He runs out of steam. There's nothing else behind this, and GuMiho will take the series 2-1, qualifying for the playoffs for the main event. GG. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played again. Rogue, if you recall, he went down to 3 bases. He went down to barely an economy. The worker counts were similar, that is true, but I mean mules. Mules, they make up for that, so alas, GuMiho had plenty to work with, plenty to rely upon. Meanwhile, Rogue could not, and with that, Rogue is out of the tournament. He's out of the LiuLi Cup Grand Finals. GG. GG, well played. Again, we knew that it was going to be a brutal group just because there's only room for 2. Only room for 2 players, and you know, we had some very stellar representation here in Group D. Every tournament has their own group of death. As a player of the caliber of Rogue is definitely worthy of being a part of those playoffs, but not this time. Not here. Not this time. As with that, GG will play. Congratulations to GuMiho. Congratulations to Rainer as well, as they are the top 2 players to make it through into this playoffs. And with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I'm barely staying conscious. I'm gonna try to get as much sleep as I can before Pickers Home Monday, and I'm also gonna try to nap before tomorrow's cast as well. I also didn't nap today. I probably should have. I probably should have gotten some rest before the cast. But regardless, it was a lot of fun. Regardless, it was great to see some off racing out of Oliveira, some off racing out of Rainer as well. As I did just mention previously, I should as well reiterate now, especially after these series has ended, is that Oliveira did make a post on not quite Weibo chat, but on the Chinese equivalent, the Chinese forums, that he was retiring, or at least he alluded to it. He said specifically that he was, working on his next step in his life, in his career, which most likely does mean that he's going to be stepping away, which is a shame. I mentioned before, but a big fan of Oliveira. Oliveira, he's an amazing player. He's always had a lot of potential, and there's a reason why he's a reigning world champion. But there were certain circumstances over the past couple of years which did unfortunately make it difficult for him to continue to compete. And for now, at least, is going to be stepping away. But regardless, with that, GG well played. Regardless, it was a fun night of StarCraft, and best of luck to GuMiho and Rainer in those playoffs. Again, when it comes to the next broadcast of this tournament of the LiuLi Cup, the next cast is going to be on Thursday. On Thursday is going to be the next cast. Hold on, actually, we have the technology. It's crazy. Let us switch our scenes over. Bam. And there is this week's schedule here. So you can see on Monday, we were able to wrap up, of course, the LiuLi Cup broadcast. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we have Pickerstar Monday, and we also have a Home Story Cup Group C replay cast, so I look forward to both of those. On Wednesday, we have a Lima League plus the Pondcast. On Thursday, we have more LiuLi Cup action. That's going to be Group B LiuLi Cup. Then, of course, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days straight of Masters Coliseum, as we have now wrapped up the group stage, and that is going to be the beginning of the playoffs. Playoffs are over, of course, those 3 days. The KSL, the Korean StarCraft League, is this weekend as well. You can see it there on the Saturday as well. And intermingled between some of these other broadcasts, you might be able to squeeze in another cast or enjoy some sleep. We'll see. We shall see. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And with that, we'll see you guys in how long? In quite 10. 9 hours. In around 9 hours. In 9 hours time, we're going to be live here with the Pickerstar Monday. So we have plenty of content on the horizon to look forward to it. See you then. See you then. Otherwise, if you want to help support the CranKy Ducklings, you can do so a couple different ways. You can see under the current schedule, you can see the amount that we make via Patreon and the next goal. So if you want to help support us monetarily, you can do so via Patreon. All the money, 100% of the money goes towards our tournaments, goes towards the Sparkling Tuna Cup, Sea Duckling Open, Master 1 Open, and Duckling Showdown as well. So all done via Patreon. If you want to help support us, you can. Otherwise, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. Again, I do apologize for being a little bit low energy, especially halfway through the broadcast, but I'll be back tomorrow, and this time I should be well rested. I made the mistake of not napping beforehand and not getting any rest before the cast today, but we'll make sure not to do that next time. I'll do my best. Do my best, Pappy. Do my best. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who can we send everyone over to? I do see... What do I see? I see Mr. Sadsack. Sadsack is live. Steadfast is live. Who else do we have? MinoVK. Rushy is playing Stormgate. Smile's playing Majora's Mask. Let's go. Fun fact, I've never played Majora's Mask. I played the hell out of Ocarina of Time, but never Majora's Mask.
Do I like really big?
Well, I'm just checking to see who else is live at the moment. Code, I haven't seen Codebar in quite some time. Codebar is live. And a couple of others. But with that, we are going to be wrapping up. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more CranKy Duckling action. See you then, Pappy. See you then. See you next time. Ciao. Ciao. See you next time.